The U.S. House of Representatives is set to vote on an emergency bill this weekend to provide additional $25 billion to the struggling Postal Service. Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she expects to receive Republican support for the Democratic motion. Pelosi has urged lawmakers to, quote, save the post office from President Donald Trump. Postmaster General Louis DeJoy, appointed by Trump in June, has launched a cost-cutting campaign that has slowed mail delivery across the U.S. Democrats now fear that delays would hold up mail-in ballots in the November presidential election. Trump has repeatedly said mail-in ballots could lead to fraud without providing evidence. But Pelosi says Trump seeks to frighten people from mail-in voting. The system is expected to be used highly this year amid the coronavirus pandemic. Harry Vox is an investigative journalist who joins us. So we're looking at what the U.S. House Speaker has said in terms of hoping for a Republican support for this bill. Do you think that she's going to get that?
I think so, actually. One thing that I'll say about these mail-in ballots is that the Federal Assistance Commission reported that between 2012 and 2018, there was 28 million missing mail-in ballots. So, I mean, that's enough to sway a presidential election for sure. And the state and local authorities there, this is a quote, they said they simply have no idea what happened to them. Now, Trump knows that this is a game of hardball that's going on here. The deep state is going to time the next wave of the pandemic to coincide with the November 3rd election. But you see, the normal cliffhangers that you would have with an election, where you have like Wolf Blitzer and all the idiots on CNN reading off the state by state victories and stuff, that's not going to be a part of the landscape. Wednesday will roll by, because it's a Tuesday election. Wednesday will roll by, and oh, we're still waiting for Pennsylvania. Oh, the mailman was sick. And Thursday comes by. Oh, no, it was a fire at the post office at one of Trump's strongholds. Oh, Friday comes by. Oh, the leak in the roof. Sorry, there's a thousand. I call them insertion points for an election to be stolen. The deep state will be like, well, we're going to pick up the ballots and then we're going to keep them in a room with us. But don't worry, we'll be watching over them at night while you're all sleeping. And then the next day, well, we won't give those ballots up. 60,000 of them disappeared in Florida last election in a truck. And then they found the truck later. Look, this is a game here. And Trump is doing what he can to fight back. I spent the first 20 years of my career fighting the corruption of the Republicans. The Democrats now are so vile. It's like the Democrats are the left hand of the City of London Rothschild's bank. The Republicans are the right, and Trump and both hands are choking, strangling every man, woman, and child on this earth. So, will the Republicans play along with Nancy Pelosi on this one? Maybe because they see there's some jobs in their neighborhoods, but it's hard to tell. I don't think that's the big question, though. The big question is you look at who's going to steal this, and it's going to be the CIA and the deep state and the NSA who are going to be working against it. And you always judge a man by his enemies. Well, Trump's enemies are the FBI, CIA, the deep state, the NSA. Well, that's everybody's enemies. Anybody who knows anything about realpolitik knows that it's always been the CIA who's been the enemy of every decent country seeking freedom and peace. Okay. They're Trump's enemies, and they're going to be the ones that are going to be stealing the election from Trump. So you make up your mind of who your enemy is. And I'll say this: I think the kinder, gentler strangling that you'll actually get from Trump, rather than the cold, fast strangulation you're going to get when the deep state has its way, when they put Biden and that horrible woman who's going to be the president, Kamala Harris. You're in deep trouble with that. So, and Trump's the enemy, we know, and Biden, I don't know, and the deep state, Good luck with that, you know.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Harry Box, investigative journalist from New York. Thank you so much.